Hello and welcome back to F1 League South Africa. We are racing around the brilliant circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Canada, and should be an interesting race purely because the track limits could throw up a massive surprise, and it'll be important in qualifying. Anyway, last time out was a very interesting race, and very interesting for the championship mainly, as Afrodox went on to take the victory. Had a four. He broke his podium drought in the four races before then. So he was very happy to get back on the podium. But he did start pole, so he wanted to go one better. And Quagga Roberts finished off the podium. But the main talking point was Franz having an absolute nightmare. He was leading the championship by a significant margin. He is now 3 points behind in the championship, as Afrodox for the first time leads the championship here in F1 League of South Africa. France will be wanting to recover and bounce back after a disappointing Spanish race. There'll be a couple of others wanting to bounce back after poor rounds. Someone who did have a good round though, well, two who had good rounds were Martin de Brien, who was reserving. He got AlphaTauri's best points of the season after starting 10th, finished 5th. And Trey had his best performance of the season so far, who finished 4th from 6th place. So Trey coming back to form, like we all knew he did. We all knew he had pace last season. So he'll be wanting to try and keep that momentum going on for the rest of the season. I'm joined by Fizz in the current commentary box, and this should be an interesting one.
Hello.
The main dynamic, I think, is going to be qualifying, because, well, weather, first of all, because Canada can throw up some weather surprises. If it's wet qualifying with the track limits, it could throw up an incredible session, especially if it dries out towards the end. We could see someone who's very quick just guess it wrong and end up towards the back of the grid because of an exceeded track limits at the wrong time. And I think that will be an interesting dynamic if the rain comes. Even if it doesn't come, just getting a lap on the board will be crucial, because not everyone, I don't think, will set a lap.
I'd like to make a formal apology in advance for the several references that will be made to the Canada incident this race. How many people do you think are going to get killed by the Wall of Champions, though?
I don't think that many. I think it will be... We don't only see it in qualifying, we won't see it in the race. But someone will do it in qualifying.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, you send it a little too hard over the chicane, get on the throttle a little too early, rear smash into the wall. I mean, this game, you'd argue the rear tyres are a lot more structurally sound than the fronts, but nothing stopping one falling off, and if everyone's close together, you could see a mass pile up from that.
Another thing to talk about is that although the glitch with the formation app has been fixed, there's been another glitch as a result of it being fixed, and that is because it's just kicking everyone with it being on. So no formation lap today, but we hope to have that back soon. It's only a small thing, so it's not that impactful, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be wanting to get their tyres into the right window for the start of the race. But not really in our control. Make a better game, EA. Like, it's not hard. Probably is hard, I can't do it. And there's a small delay, as a lot of people did get kicked like 3 minutes ago, and they're all joining back. Martin de Brien's in the lobby, as well as Convoy just joining and taking their cars. So, time to go through the championship standings then. After the Spanish Grand Prix, as I mentioned, Afrodox leads the way, ahead of France in second and Fori in third, 104, 101, and then Fori on 79. So there's a big gap down to third, but that championship battle is still ongoing between the top two. Elo Wide in fifth with 51, Humidifier in 6th with 49, Melt in 7th with 46, Trey in 8th with 39, Notnat in 9th with 32, I'm Ironland in 10th with 31, Boomroker in 11th with 30, Divan in 12th with 28, Scars, who we hadn't seen since round 1, 13th with 25, and Venom Terror 14th, 24. And the bottom half, 15th is Olympic with 22. Again, one of a podium sister who hasn't really raced other than that podium. Cowboy in 16th with 22. He had great pace opening round. He just hasn't found the consistency, and he's kind of dropped off in recent rounds. He'll be wanting to make a recovery in this championship. He's on the same points as Olympic. Night Scout in 17th with 20 points. LSA Andre in 18th with 18 points. That's quite cool. Azure in 19th with 16 points. Martin Debrian in 16th with 20 points. Jones Perignon in 21st with 11 points. Cheddar in 22nd with 9 points. Whitwolf in 23rd with 8 points. White Walker in 24th with 8 points. Big T in 25th with 5 points. Lenny in 26th with 4 points. 27th is Mario with 2 points. And then 28th and 29th are Snotcop and Kai Fuser, who haven't got points yet in this championship. As we've got everyone in now, so it's just a matter of when we go. And because we didn't do it last week, we'll run through the constructors' standings as well. McLaren lead the way with 147 points. Is basically a Franz carry at the moment. Although Meltz did pick up a solid result in Imola, getting a P2. Red Bull in second with 132. Fori and... Well, Fori's had multiple teammates, but they're doing very well. Up in second, Ferrari in third, 124. Williams in fourth with 122. Afrodox getting the majority of those points as well. Alpine in fifth with 83, most of them coming from Humid earlier on in the season. Mercedes are in sixth with 81. Aston Martin are in seventh with 58. Haas are in eighth with 48. Alfa Romeo in ninth with 47. And AlphaTauri in 10th with 24. We have 19 in the lobby, so that's Matt and Brian who just left. Hopefully we can get underway in a few seconds. And we have 20 again. Franz has joined back. Franz is having some issues, it seems. He's taking his McLaren, and we're going to go relatively quickly. So obviously the format, short qualifying, 18-minute session, and then the main race is 35 laps, 50% distance compared to the real life, which would be 71 laps. So and we're going to finally get some action.
Oh, you'll never say that.
That's rude. Come on, man.
You set me up.
I'm interested to see what if anyone picked up on that, but I hope not.
The cat's staring at.
I'm checking the chat. Ellis just checking in. This can't commentate for his life. I can't agree more.
I've said 4 lines. What have I done wrong?
Andre's talking about I think ARL on Saturday. My race went awfully, Andre. I got taken out by James in the Temporary chicane, so no fault of my own for once. So that makes a change.
That was the worst race I've done ever witnessed. A nice change of pace to watch this now.
Yeah, and we do have a dry session, so
Ooh.
all the talk about rain, we're not even going to get it. So
is it full quali?
No, it's not. It's just a visual glitch.
Alright, no problem.
Big T serving
Oh.
his quali ban early on. Nice to see. That's one thing I should have spoke before stream and before the start sequence.
Who do we think the favourites are today? Do we reckon Afrodox can kind of continue his form going, or do you think Franz is just going to snatch that championship lead right back?
It all depends, because it looks like it's track to track where different drivers are different and are better. But first man out is one of the AlphaTauris. That will be GSR Wheeze, the 91 AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri will be wanting to come off the bottom of the championship. They've been rooted there since round 1, it seems. But Martin Debris putting them back in the fight with Alfa Romeo. So GSR Wheeze and Whitwolf will be wanting to go and have a good round here in Canada. GSR Wheeze will be the first one to cross line to start a lap. But because he's so far ahead of everybody else, he could encounter a lot of traffic. So that's an issue. Going through quali bans then. Scars has still got his quali ban from Baku. He hasn't raced since, and he's not in this lobby today, so that's not anything to worry about. And Big T has served his after an incident in Spain. So I'm just going to check what that was, because I cannot remember.
Everyone in this league's so organised for a quali. It's honestly better than real life.
Yeah, so Big T had an incident with Cheddar, and Cheddar DNF'd, so that is why Big T has a quali ban.
As we get this qualifying session underway with GSR Wheeze going through the first couple corners. Bit hesitant on the throttle there, but
Ellis, I can't
Canada.
see what you put there because it's censored for me. So,
Jesus Christ.
That's a worry, right? As GSR Wheeze comes to start, it's like he hasn't invalidated thus far, but he's really struggling with getting on the power through the second part of the lap.
You can see the air of caution, which is almost what you need at Canada. You build into it, and you want a lap on the board. The amount of people you can see DNF in before they even get one on there. It's best to be safe than sorry. I mean, so much as a 4-minute flat could probably get you 16th round here.
So GSR Wheeze, although this doesn't look brilliant from him, that has to be said. It's a lap on the board, and it'll probably guarantee him to not be last. Well, he won't be, because Big T has got a qualifying ban. There's a yellow flag somewhere on the track. That is in sector 1. That's a slow Alfa Romeo, and that is Trey's teammate. So across the line, GSR Wheeze. This could be a good lap up. It's a 1:10.444.
Lenny is kind of closer than he would probably like to the other AlphaTauri of Whitwolf.
Melts can't go faster than GSR Wheeze. White Walker was the one who had a moment.
That really might be a better lap than we initially thought from GSR Wheeze. It didn't look amazing on comment. I think there might be a bit of a visual glitch when it comes to shifting up in F1 at the minute.
Yeah, maybe, because GSR Wheeze has gone faster than Franz and Afrodox, and I didn't see that one coming. So, I've been told to call Fizz ugly, so Ellis shouts in a restaurant, so Fizz, you're ugly. So GSR Wheeze currently the man on top, and the AlphaTauri have a different running form. So it's 4, he goes ahead of him though, so that's not even a tenth, so it's very close.
I'm gonna need to Google like Twitch's terms of service to find out what's the worst insult I can call Ellis without getting this account banned.
So Iron Lion is one of 2 who haven't set a lap yet. I'm sure so many people have set laps, to be totally honest. So everyone just playing it safe, to be fair, at the start of qualifying. So Trey will be the next to start to cross the line to finish a lap, and he goes up to 7th, and it's a 1:11.2, which at the moment my time trial time would put me P6, so I'm buzzing.
Yeah, you've just flexed that you can run faster than a man in a wheelchair, Harry.
What? Faster than an Olympic champion, mate. So, anyway. Ella's getting a lot of
I
weird
am
looks in his restaurant. So
Ironman the next one to cross the line.
yeah, the Red Bull. Obviously making the switch after Jones Perignon's leave, as we said, and Ironland has gone 14th. He'll be wanting to improve on that time. It was a 1:14.0. So we're waiting on times from Carnboy, TJ, and Elo Wired. Hopefully, everything runs smoothly for them. But at the moment, Fouri's on top, and GSR Weeze in the Alpha Tauri. P2. We thought that was an awful lap.
Yeah, but we look brilliant right now as commentators, but all must be said, it's a good lap on the board to start the session, but like we said, it's Canada, you know, it's all down to that last lap, it's all down to how much you're willing to push the car, so you never know how much time's really in these laps. I think there's definitely time in it from people such as Night Scout and White Walker. I think we will see White Walker this time round setting a decent lap.
And that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying I'm slow, and it shows I've got a bit of pace.
No, it doesn't, Harry.
So slow. This game, but you know, I'll go have my little win.
Your 37 attempts in time trial beat half of the grid's one flying lap. That's not an achievement.
It was 5, but okay. You know, Elo Wide is on a lap, and he's just gone through the second sector. So down the back straight, on the run down to this fast chicane. The Wall of Champions just looking menacingly at you as you go through. Looked okay for Elo Wired. Where will he put his Mercedes as he comes to the line? He goes up to 6th.
You can just see how nervous everyone is going round that final chicane. It's so easy to invalidate, and it's just so easy to get lured into those corners. Send it as hard as you can, and you just don't want to take that risk.
Just followed the lap of Wired, bringing following the lap of his teammate Carnboy, who's in George Russell's car, but with a helmet looking like Hamilton's in real life. So we know who Carnboy supports, as he's going to come down the back straight as well. And now this is the action zone in qualifying, has to be said, into this chicane. Don't cut it, you'll be fine if you don't, and that looked fairly hooked up for Carnboy. I don't think he'll go to the top of the session, but he'll go up to 8th. So
Weeze, 1.5 cents up on his lap in the first sector. Has he got a little twitch through that corner? But he is flying 2.5 temps, so he is absolutely flying right now.
yeah, so we've got a little bit of a visual audio glitch with the gear up shifts with only GSR Weeze's car, it seems, right now. So GSR
Cody's
through the final chicane, gets it bang on. So GSR Weeze to the line. This could put him up to pole, and it does. It's a 110.1. Now it's 2.5 tenths clear of Fouri. So Alpha Tauri, after a poor start to the season. Wow.
5 tenths. Oh my! Oh.
Afrodox
out of nowhere,
hello.
but even then, that is so close between Weeze and Afrodox.
Snotcop putting in chat, what a reserve for GSR
Fouri coming down
Weeze.
next. Is it Fouri going to stick it on pole? It said he is 2.5 tenths off himself. Oh, he's actually backed off into the pits.
So don't count Franz or Melts out of this either, because they are 4th and 5th.
When do we ever count Franz out of anything?
Well, he was counting out the win last time out in Spain, but that was his own doing. He has gone purple in the first sector, 2.1 tenths up. So, like we said, Franz has pace. Now, can he execute it whilst being on board with him on the stream? Seemed very nice through that chicane. This track is, now think about it, is just 2 fucking straights.
With a shit ton of really quick corners, yeah.
Yeah.
90% of which are flat.
Yeah. And a hairpin at both sides. So, Franz through the chicane. Don't cut it too much. He gets that fine.
Jesus
He
Christ.
gets it very on the limit. So I think he's the one that's pushed it the most so far. And will he get rewarded for that? Yes, he will. He goes top of the
Still
time
so
sheets.
close at the top.
Night Scout to the line. Only stays 16th. He's got time in that lap. So does White Walker. Anyway. Yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. That's a Mercedes going slowly. I believe that was Elo Wide getting out of the way of the Ferrari. So a lot of people coming into the pits again. One person who isn't is Lenny to start lap. Lenny not having the best of seasons so far, but he hasn't raced many races, so what can you do? And Trey is invalidated on his run, so he must have done that through the chicane. That's probably the first victim we've seen of that. Franz, he's so close. 10th covers the top 3, and we have an AlphaTauri, and I have to say I am rooting for AlphaTauri today. So last one did that. It all went badly, but GSR Wees, welcome to the league, and that is a way to start off everything here. We thought you was on a very poor lap. Obviously the game said otherwise. You said otherwise, and you just gone and basically said our words just weren't correct. And I don't know where I was going with that analogy, but GSR Wees, well done.
I'm going to help you out here and just change the subject slightly. Would this be Weeze's 3rd set of tyres this session?
I believe so, but
unless they were set. Yeah, but I mean, for me, I'd always like to have an extra set of softs just to be safe. I was more thinking you might not get another run in this session.
Saying, that Snot Cop guy is cat slow, which way of avoiding the Twitch terms and guidelines and services.
And invalid from Wheeze. Pushing it a little too hard. Ori coming up to the line now. Goes a little bit faster just to edge himself into this fight.
This fight is now a 10th, well, 0.109 separate the top 4.
That took you way too long to figure out.
Yeah, well, I figured it out, and then it's just like my brain
English.
just didn't. Yeah, my brain didn't English. Commentating the South African League, and we're struggling with English.
Olympic absolutely sent it in through the final corner. Had a massive twitch. Nearly declared himself the first victim of the Wall of Champions, but he knew what he was doing.
Well, he rewards that with 6th place, so he's ahead of Elo Wired. And for the first time, it has to be said, both AlphaTauris in the top 8. So they're going really well today, so hopefully that will help them.
Broker will be next across the line. Personal favourite Harry's. Have we got the Alpine hat on today?
Boomroker to 11th. I don't own an Alpine hat, so Boomroker is safe with that, but 11th place for Boomroker. Obviously got the shot podium, which will probably be the shot podium of the season in Imola. So Boomroker, ever since that podium, he's looked like a different. Yeah, it is. Ever since that podium, he's a different man, and I believe Meltz has gone up to 5th. No, he didn't. Oh, Ivan has been claimed. He's done a Yuki Tsunoda.
What out of the? I'm not. Well, how's that happened then?
We'll just ignore that. Ivan was running well as well. He's in P9. Benham Terrace on the line stays 14th. He was 15th, but he went up to 14th. Sorry, my bad. As a lot of drivers running out of sequence, they just want to get their lap times in. Moonroker will come into the pits at the end of this lap. Benham Terra has backed off. Not Nats is up on his lap time by 6/10 through the middle sector. 6/10 would put him into the fight for P7. Now, can he find anything through the final chicane? where the Wall of Champions looks at you with a menacing stare. And he gets that fairly hooked up, so not that's to the line. He's a regular lap P8.
Probably a bit more time in him for that final chicane. It felt like he was holding back a little bit. When you see you're up on the delta into that final chicane, you just get a little bit cautious. But I think that will be the end of Not Nats's session. I do not think I'll have time for another one.
I think that will be the end of a few. There's 2.5 minutes to go. Obviously, you've got time to get round now, but when it starts to get to the 1 minute 50 mark, you think everyone's out of this now. But
I think that's probably, if you're out on track now or never.
Ironland is up in the first sector, 2.5 tenths. So Ironland hasn't really got his lap on the board yet, but I think this will be the one for him. Elo Wired has had a moment in the third chicane on this lap. So Elo Wired has he got damage, he's got the Red Bull going through, and Elo Wired, that was when he jumped up, so I think he might have just been getting out of the way, you know.
Might have a gambling addiction, but even I wouldn't bet on who's getting pole.
Trey's come to start his lap. Next across the line will be one of the McLarens, that is Franz.
Can he extend his advantage over, well, his very, very small advantage over Aphrodite? His championship rival is a pretty poor first corner. Is he backed off by the looks of things?
He hasn't got much time to get round. He'll have enough. He's got 20 seconds spare.
Just about. It's good of him to recognise that. I mean, he definitely has a snap. As we see Fori now going for it. Is that 2? Oh no. Nice improvement in first sector. 0.069.
Nice.
I mean, it's insane to say that if he can do that, that would stick him onto the front row. Such a small improvement.
Any improvement in the middle sector could also put him onto pole. So,
and he is.
Fori is currently the Delta's go up to pole, but it looked like he made a small mistake there.
Small lock-up.
That might have actually gained him time, you know. So, Fori is
if you lock it up right, Boom Broker. Harry's crying in his sleep. If you lock the rear correctly, it can give you that little extra rotation. Can you get it right into the chicane?
A full set, that is brilliant from Fori. So can he go and take
to the line
away from Franz at the moment?
Oh
no! It was all in the hairpin.
Yeah. Weed next up, 1 point.
Whitwolf next to the line. Whitwolf will go up to 5th. What a lap! That is brilliant for AlphaTauri so far.
Weeze is on for pole in this lap. Probably a bit to be desired in the final chicane, but does he have enough?
Weeze to the line. Pole? Yes, he
does. Now Franz nearly 2 tenths up through the first sector, according to the Delta.
Yeah. Yes.
It would narrowly not.
Meltz has made a mistake. Meltz has made a mistake, and he's had an incident with Aphrodox, which is going to cost Aphrodox massive amounts.
Oh my!
Now, championship-wise, that is crude. That is
what has happened. We need to know.
Olympic to the line. Where can he put his Alpine Olympic? Stays 8th. So now we're waiting on Fori and Franz.
That's brilliant from Franz through the final chicane.
Fori's done. Franz, can he
Franz has nailed it.
From Weeze? He has by 0.05 of a second. And Franz is on pole. What a qualifying for AlphaTauri.
If I'm not wrong, is that Franz's first pole of the season?
I believe so. And Franz pulling out when it matters. But what a qualifying for AlphaTauri. They will line up 2nd and 4th on the grid because of Aphrodox's penalty.
I don't think Aphrodite, actually, from what I saw, I don't think it was him that got the pen.
Meltz got it. So Meltz got the pen. But it's either way, AlphaTauri definitely had the best qualifying today. 2nd and 4th.
Oh, no doubt. I would like to see a move into turn 1.
So Meltz with the penalty, probably hindering Aphrodox's lap, which definitely cost him a chance at pole because we never rule Aphrodox out. But Franz on pole, by 500ths of a second over GSR Wheeze. Welcome to the league. That is how you make an impact. Afrodox in third, ahead of Fori in fourth. Whitwolf, like I said, AlphaTauri, their best day so far in second and fifth. Yellow Wide in sixth. Melts has a 5-place penalty. He will start 13th, but he qualified 7th. Olympic will start ahead of him. So Olympic, not that's and Trey ran out of the top 10. Boomwreck will start in the top 10 now. So it's a win. It's a win for us. Venom Terror, Divan, Lenny, Calmboy, Night Scout, Ironman, White Walker, and Big T and TJ didn't get out. That was a very interesting qualifying, it has to be said, Biz. And we have a dry race. Usually, in league races, we pray for a bit of rain to cause chaos, but in this league, we don't even need the chaos to be entertained, so a clean race will be a brilliant race. Last time out, obviously, we saw a very, very, very chaotic race. I wouldn't say even chaotic, to be totally honest. It was more... It was a great spectacle.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to say. That it's shock after shock. Wee's making a statement on the league that he is here to fight for this title. 5 races in, is this? You wouldn't argue it's too late.
No. If you get in a seat every race, who knows? But reserve them well for AlphaTauri, and they're going to find themselves back in a constructors fight, but they're not for a position that's not last. So,
Say one thing.
Shout out to Whitwolf as well. P5.
We will need to watch into turn 1. It can so easily go wrong around here. But I'm predicting there's going to be some lunges, some heavy defending from Franz is going to be necessary. Because if you let them get round your outside into turn 1, you're giving them the line for turn 2. But much like Spain, it's anyone's game.
Yeah. Anything can happen. We still haven't seen a red flag. So, obviously, in Miami, we saw some chaos. We saw strategies meet. We saw very fast drivers down the back. And them coming through the field was something incredible. Fires Game saying Afrodox for the win. I think he got hindered in qualifying, so we only start third, but we never rule out Afrodox for a win. He is our championship leader after all, and that's the first time we can actually say that. Thank goodness for strict track limits, otherwise Boom Roker would have had pole. That's brilliant.
I mean, in all fairness, if I took a boat into the pond, I could probably stick it on pole. Alternatively, you can use McLaren's 2022 car.
Yeah. To be fair, if I was bread and got put in a toaster, I would be toast. So, same sort of thing.
Oh, I thought my joke was bad, and you've just made it look so much better. Who do you think will win this race then?
It's hard to say. It all depends on the start, really. It's one of them tracks where the start is very important, although the straights are also very important. The start is going to be a major factor, so it depends whether Franz or Wheeze or Afrodox can get the jump, but strategies will meet, and at the moment they're all starting on the hards. And we will be away shortly. Mazepin. I don't know what context.
That's just the word Mazepin been said.
Yes.
I agree. I agree.
biggest head on the grid of 2021.
Best as well.
4 is left, and here we go. 5 red lights ahead of the drivers, and lights are out, and away we go.
Good start from Franz. A bit of wheel spin, but he gets the job done nicely. Covers off Weeze well.
But Afrodox is going to make a send. There's an Alpine wide at turn 1. He's going to have to cut the chicane. He cut the chicane as side by side. Oh, there's a Mercedes who's gone round. I don't know who that is because my thing is broken. I accidentally did it. I accidentally did a stupid. And we've got yellow flags.
VSC.
And there we go. Fori is back. But
unfortunately down in 19th.
Franz has gone round. Franz has made a spin.
Has he?
Has he?
What the? I think Game's having a bit of a mare there. What? I'm spectating him and he's teleporting all over the place, so I'm a bit...
I think Franz is decent. But now he's behind Haas. Franz is left.
The 2-3 for AlphaTauri. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, GSR Weeze in second. Obviously, didn't get the best launch he would have wanted because he got beat off the line by Afrodox.
It's to be expected.
Whitwolf has found himself up to third.
He's opted for the hard compounded tyre. Trey needs to get a move on Whitwolf, starting out on the... I believe the only driver to start on the softs. He is, yeah. So we'll see if this strategy choice can work. Good to be different sometimes.
I think Franz is in 11th. I think that is where he is. So he must have done. He must have had a spin. So Trey, we want to get past Whitwolf, but both AlphaTauris they must have a nosebleed. Like I would.
Harry, we know you. When you see the number 1, you get a nosebleed.
But yeah, even when I'm P19.
As long as it's not a 2.
Yeah, so Whitwolf's going to put up a bit of a battle to try and keep Trey behind. The difference in tyres are going to make things very interesting here. Trey seems to have the...
You reckon we'll see some team orders here between the two AlphaTauris? Just hold Trey back, give Weeze the easy job. Yep.
So side by side, the Alpine and the Haas. That's Olympic and Venom Terror. Olympics might even go for Notnats in the space of the hairpin in the straight, and he's going to be side by side with the Ferrari.
Don't go free wide. Don't go free wide. Don't go free wide. Oh God.
Why not go free wide? Remember what happened last time? It was the cleanest thing we've ever seen. The free wide into the chicane would be stupid, but as they're going to make contact, we all knew that was going to happen.
Well, you just knew that was going to happen. I mean, oof. It's not a nice area to rejoin. Plenty of debris on track, really. I mean,
and the order said, I don't really know what's happening here.
How has Notnats made it into the pits then? Is he stuck in reverse? Do you know what? I respect it.
We apologise for the mess of commentary right now, but it's about as similar as the mess of the race. TJ's found himself up to 11th. Franz is falling. Franz is in free fall.
Look at the gap already between... Oh, no, he just backed up because of Delta. I'm having an absolute mare today. Is Franz back in the lobby?
I don't know, but Daivan is dead last and apparently a minute behind everyone. So, he's lapped already.
And when he's got a drive-through penalty... Jesus Christ, what is...
This is all gone a bit chaotic.
And Weeze is right behind Afrodox as well. I don't know what's happened between... I'm lost.
So Williams, AlphaTauri. This would be a fight for usually P16 in real life. But fight for the win here at the moment. As AlphaTauri... I
do not know what's going on at the pits. A lot of people dive into the pits. Most of them for front wing changes.
I reckon there's a little bit of a...
Meltz has just came in for a fresh set of tyres.
I think there's a Constantina effect, because I did see Boomraker get damaged, which is... No one likes to see Boomraker get damaged, because... not great. Boomraker and damage is not a great combination. So... Anyway, it looks like Whitwolf is doing very well to hold off the rampant Trey in the Alfa Romeo. Obviously, this is a very personal battle between AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo. They're the two bottom of the championship. Now they're second, third, fourth, and 14th. So White Walker, get yourself up the field.
Also, it turns out we've discovered that if you do bin it at the Wall of Champions, the best decision is to stick it in reverse and go into the pits.
Here we go. Trey makes the move for third place, and he has gotten ahead.
And the lead has changed.
Yeah,
Wheeze is...
GSR Wheeze leads. AlphaTauri lead a race for the first time since Miami.
And Trey is out. TJ's out.
And that is a full safety car.
Oof, and he's done... Oh, that is right. That needs to be a full safety car. That is right on the racing line. I think it was Fori Ironland had to pass that and very nearly lost a chunk of that car to it.
I can't keep up with what's going on here.
No, neither can I.
This is perfect for Trey.
I might need to get a notepad out for this.
Bungle's debrief.
Fizz's notebook was in front of you, but...
Yeah, I should use that. Bungle's debrief. I don't know. My brain does wonderful things sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. And
I'm yet to see it do a wonderful thing, Harry.
Well,
unless that's the name of a child.
Damn. Any need. Anyway, Wheeze leads ahead of Aphrodox and Trey, then Whitwolf.
Could we see Aphrodox try something on strategy here, do you reckon? Doesn't, but ruin my fun. Trey must come in, really.
He's got to. I think it's the most sensible option. He doesn't. Okay.
And alright then. In all fairness, you wouldn't have thought starting on the softs would work, and he's up into the podium places, so let's not. I mean, obviously his plan could be drag them as long as possible.
Decides to box, so.
Did he manage to serve his drive-through before the safety car came out?
We'll find out, but he will. He takes the idea of a cheap stop, and no matter what happens, it's not going to hurt him that much. And on the exit, just don't do a Yuki Tsunoda. You should be fine. Mixed races for Williams, that has to be said. Aphrodox.
We should say don't do a dive on now.
I don't think Lenny did serve his penalty, so. No, he didn't.
Not great for him. So, right, let's just...
Remember, Lenny, if you are watching the stream, because this happened to... I can't remember who it happened to once, but come in right at the end of the safety car to serve the drive-through, otherwise you'll get disqualified. It's a pain in the ass, I know, but you got to do it, otherwise you just won't get any points. And it's your fault for getting the drive-through anyway, so, you know.
Right, so a quick recap of everything that's happened this race. We starts from P2, stays right behind Franz, gets done by Aphrodox. Franz spins under a virtual safety car, thanks to a bit of desync. Trey starts on the softs and is now into the podium places. Whitwolf's on a blinder. Cardboy's in 5th. I haven't even know. Big T's in 7th after having a quali ban.
Yeah, the game the gain and loss graph is just brilliant. Wheeze up 1, Aphrodox up 1, Trey up 6, Whitwolf up 1, Carboy up 10, Olympic up 1, Big T up 12, Night Scout up 8, Ironland up 8, Franz down 9. Franz is still somehow P10 after all this. White Walker up 7, Lenny up 2, and he's boxed under the safety car. Beamroker down 3, Fori down 10, he was involved with Franz, I think.
Those two are going to drop pretty quickly.
Ben's down 5, Elo Wide down 11, Melt's down 6, Divan down 6. Is Divan going to be able to catch? No, he's lapped.
Probably a good time to have a little mooch and see if anybody is cutting it close on track limit penalties up at the front. Seen a lot of Hasses and Ferraris. Just looking if any of them
at the end of this lap, because the following two cars of Wide and Melts as Olympic and Calmboy swapping places momentarily, but I think it will be in at the end of this lap. and I think we'll get the message relatively soon. And we do get it in at the end of this lap, and
That has been called quite late.
it has, but that's because it was in between the two safety car lines.
Wheezy's going to have to really slow it down here. And knowing this race, God knows what's going to happen because of that.
Aphrodite will want to get his lead back after this safety car restart, but Weezer has gone, and he doesn't get the best of exits off that chicane. Olympic gets a 3-second time penalty. I reckon we'll see a lot of that.
Did Lenny dive into the pits? No, he didn't, so
Weezer holds the lead. Aphrodite's in second. Trey is in a brilliant opportunity to try and snatch some positions here on his side.
Lenny hasn't been DSQ'd, so
Maybe we'll serve it at the end of this lap. I reckon that's what will happen.
yippee, Cody's have fixed their game.
Hatting said Opnir or Blakely. Snot Cop said Snot Cop. I respect that.
I choose Harry Bartram.
Come on, man.
The odds of Jarno crashing himself out probably mean you could beat him.
Oh, obviously. Anyway,
you stick me in a 1v1 versus Otis Lawrence. I'll get him a DSQ.
Olympic's going to think about ascending to the chicane. He does think about it into the chicane, but he's gone wide. And Calm Boy will go and get a switchback, and he'll say thank you very much. But they're still side by side. And Olympic gets the move done. That was very audacious, but he's made it work. So fair play, Olympic.
Trey is probably a bit further back than he'd want to be on those soft compact tyre, but he's going to be. Franz finally gets back in, somehow in 10th place.
Trey, 1.6 ahead of Whitwolf, crucially, so Whitwolf looking behind as Lenny is into the pits to service drive-through. And Olympic will be wanting to make amends on Whitwolf. His penalty's not going to come in handy at the end of this race, has to be said. Also in the pits, Lenny and Divan. Divan is going to be even more. He's going to be even more than a lap down, isn't he?
That's the next victim of track limits.
This is going to be a common theme, I reckon. So,
towards the end of the race, especially, I think as the leaders start to get pressured a bit more by each other.
Flags. That is Divan. Who's done a Divan?
And into the.
Oh, that looked on purpose.
No comment. No comment.
And that's a safety car. But that did look on purpose.
I'm no professional driver, but I don't think you lose the car, stay flat on the throttle, and swerve left or right.
Anyway,
that's just me, though.
Perino, so.
Right, Trey has to pit now, and Aphrodox, crucially.
So, here's how we
we're gonna have a 1-2. We have an
stop the count. We're ending the race here.
Yeah, we stop the count.
We're ending it here.
Double points as well, I think. Big T has now gained 16 places this race. Ironman 13. Oh my god. Boom broke it. Oh my god. Boom broke has binned it under safety car.
Oh, Boom Roker. He's smoked too many trees.
I was just on Aphrodite's POV and he just waved goodbye.
That thing saying, no Mikey, no, that's so not right. This just plays into it ruins Wheeze. Don't ruin the AlphaTauri's chance at good points, man.
This race is a fever dream. So Aphrodite probably want to try to take those tyres to the end now. Trey is opting for the 2-stop.
I mean, he's P6, and I reckon he's had pace, hasn't he? So
to each their own.
This championship dynamic between AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo. They're
only two drivers, the only two teams to have any kind of consistency. Well, the only two teams to have consistency this race, which isn't consistently shit. Like, well, unfortunately for the McLarens, we can make that case. I think Meltzer's struggled, especially with a penalty in quali and incidents throughout, and Franz is Franz actually back in yet? Is he good now?
I think so, because he boxed into the safety car, didn't he? So he's now dropped to 16th as everyone's made a jump on him. A lot of work to do for Franz. He'll have to box again.
It's Franz though, isn't it? We could very well see him lead by the
Shout
end
out
of
to
the
Big
first
T.
lap.
Just gonna put it out there.
Big T's there. Big T's here
P23.
for the vibes.
Two
Big T's
AlphaTauri's
job,
Haas on
right?
the podium right now. I didn't think anyone saw that one coming.
I'll get the clippers out. Big T and Ironline, I would like to request you form a pact to hold Trey and Aphrodite behind. For his, let the AlphaTauris run, man. And if anybody hits Whitwolf this race, I will find you.
I think Wee's gonna do it on his own, but Whitwolf's the one who. That's earlier than last time.
It's significantly better for Wheeze. It means he doesn't quite need to back up the pack as severely as he had to because of the late call. But as we cycle through the grid,
now Whitwolf will defend for his life, and Big T and Ironland are going to help that out. So that will basically help Wheeze get away, which is important.
Trey.
So all aboard the Whitwolf train.
No getting off.
Doing his best Jarno Trulli impression. Leaving a lovely gap to Wheeze, has to be said. Oh, he had a snap there, Whitwolf.
Big T with a penalty. Big T got a penalty.
The heart was in the mouth there. It was a little bit like sweet bum
Melts
time.
gets a penalty.
And I think AlphaTauri are going to try and control this race out front. So Big T is now going to hold everybody up. So all aboard the big Trulli train. So no.
You can see Aphrodite eyeing up this move.
He's going to go for it around the outside. That's optimistic. And he's going to make it work. Oh, that's a
what a move.
And then Trey's
and that's going to help Trey get by.
Yep, so
teamwork is the dream work from
Ironland just backed out of that quicker than you could say hi. So Big T is going to have to put up an almighty defence as Venom Terror, Night Scout, everyone's getting penalties now. So Big T.
Better jokes at my nan's funeral.
God's sake.
Aphrodite is just on the charge now, isn't he? There's blood in the water, and it's got Whitwolf's name on it.
There's one person who's like gonna be the cork in the bottle here. That's Whitwolf, because even if Aphrodite gets past Big T pretty quickly, Whitwolf is going to defend for his life. Here we go, Aphrodite
is absolutely sending it. Like watching him through
lovely move.
Final chicane. Oh, and no!
Whitwolf is in the wall, and so is the Alpha Romeo.
What?
Just styling on him is White Walker. Oh, Whitwolf.
And Aphrodite is up to Boom Broker dead. What?
It's a virtual safety car.
Three national tragedies have just occurred in the space of about 30 seconds. Boom Broker's out. Whitwolf has spun it, and White Walker's spun it. I'm crying.
Whitwolf doesn't have a front wing.
That looks like it's going to be, I wouldn't say game over, but off. Fori pulling off a masterclass. Oh, poor Fori. Disconnects from the session. His AI's just got him a 5 second for ignoring yellow flags.
Lovely. I'm sure he'll get removed at the end of the race if he doesn't serve it. But there's got to be another pit stop here.
Does there have to be from?
It's a long way to take the hards, isn't it?
I think
he's been on them since lap 5.
You never know. I mean, I feel like the thinking from Aphrodite is to drag those tyres as long as he can. Pitting for them. I think that safety car came out on around lap 10. 2 laps under the safety car will help him out, but 25 laps on these tyres he's really got to do.
Crucially, this being a virtual safety car means Weeze won't lose much. The only thing he's lost is his teammate is the rear gunner, who's now in 16th place. 17th
But the
place.
one thing, you know, after all we've lost, we haven't lost the Big T podium shout.
The Big T podium shout with Trey behind. We can have a new podium sitter this season, no matter what happens, hopefully.
I think we could see a new race winner at this rate.
Yeah, we're all 4 new race winners, and I think how many new race winners?
Franz gets the penalty. Oh, I haven't even noticed, but if I need to mention it, I don't think I do. Franz is already up to 11th.
Yep. So
that was
Franz
a fresh
recovery drive.
Forky is out. What? Where's he?
Where is he?
Where's disappeared? That was down the straight, I think. Who's backwards for foot? Venom Terror's backward.
Oh, this has not been the greatest race for standards. Oh,
Fori
just got back.
He wasn't even in the session.
Oh no.
Hiya, Fori.
Oh, Fori.
We know about as much as you.
I was on board with Venom Terror and he's just done it.
Oh, holy.
So, welcome to the Canadian Grand Prix. We are on lap 1. And at GSR, Weeze leads from Afrodox, and this is what we saw on the real lap 1, but hopefully we can start the race now. It'll be fine. Trey's up into the podium places as he gets past Big T. So the Big T podium dream is it's not looking as good.
We're putting it on hold. We'll put it on hold.
Yeah. But
I think
Weeze versus Afrodox.
Use these tyres to his advantage, because the option would always open up that he can just pit for the. He can just make it a 2-stop work as long as he can get past Weeze here.
He knows Weeze has to box, which is going to play to his advantage.
Does Afrodox 2, though, is a question we kind of need to ask.
I think so. I think now he's so close, I think he will.
I think it's ideal for him to. He can use these tyres...
with a penalty, so he's
I think he needs to just use these tyres nicely, pull it out to maybe like 20... I honestly think he drags the hards out and then pits for the softs for last 6 or 7 laps.
So, yeah, again, we got a fight for the race win. I think we've had a race where we haven't, which has been quite cool.
Sky's blue, what else do you want to say?
The leaves are green.
Well, they're not... How have you picked one thing which isn't... As Carnboy overtakes his teammate down. I'm very disappointed in you, Bartram.
Oh, just AlphaTauri are winning a race right now.
Fans, please come off of it. He's up to 8th.
We could see Franz at the end of this race.
I cry myself to sleep because of how fast this man is.
So 19 laps to go. We've raced 16. Melt is getting in the action with Iron Land, who comes into the pit, and he gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Franz is going to look to make it
with lag and connection right now, so
he should be able to get the move done quite quickly on Elo as he's already flashing. Venom Terror, if you've spun it again. No, he hasn't. He's actually just been overtaken. I'm sorry, it's an automatic reflex.
He's overtaken somebody now. Go on, lad.
He has got the place back on White Walker, even though White Walker was the one with DRS.
Olympic up into 4th as he gets ahead of Big T. So the Big T podium dream is still on halt.
Listen. You never rule out Big T, man. Live, laugh, Big T.
Live, laugh.
Is Afrodox going to go for it? He is. He's got the move done well before the corner. Comfortably tucks in behind.
I think Afrodox will now run away with this and run away with the championship lead as Franz gets ahead of Elo wide. So
Weeze is using the ERS to stay as close as he would like.
The strategies are all in... There's so many different strategies on right now, to the point where we don't know who's where net.
Franz, come off of it!
What a move. He's up to 6th, and he's going to chase after Big T.
I look away for a second and he's done both the Mercedes.
I think we should just go on board with France for the rest of the race. It's guaranteed entertainment at this rate.
I think for a rule he needs to do a last to first every race.
Well, he's second in the championship. We've got to make Afrodox do that as well, then.
Every single last lap must be hosted at Spain.
Yeah. Franz in the
No,
wheel track for
don't.
Big T.
I swear, don't.
It's going to
If he
take away
sends it
the
into-
Big T
if he does it
podium
into-
dream.
Caution. Who's done it now?
That's
Melts.
Melts.
Oh.
I saw a McLaren and got excited.
The world, around the world.
Anyway, Franz
And he's
down
facing
the
the
back
right way
straight.
again.
Down the back straight. Here we go. Franz gets ahead of Big T. And Big T is now in freefall. As Franz is now going to try and get up to the back of Olympic. And then maybe Trey. Then maybe GSL Wheeze. And then maybe Afrodox. GSL Wheeze is staying with Afrodox, which is crucial.
Or he's had enough. I don't blame him. He's
Right.
been done dirty this race, hasn't he, with disconnections. Well, he's disconnected, his AI's got him a penalty, he's disconnected again, and his AI killed him.
It was a story of last season, as we said. He had a lot of that. And then we thought he fixed the Olympic drifting through there. And that will allow Franz to get right at the back. Afrodox has a penalty. Ooh, that could be important.
Now, I am going to go into race director quickly and see if
Franz
there's
has a
anything.
penalty.
Fran's already had a penalty, has he got another?
He's got another. He's on 6.
Uh,
So he's now
Wheeze
played
has-
into.
Wheeze has
attack?
he has one warning to his name at this stage of the race. So, he's definitely doing well to manage the situation.
Trey is sitting lovely in P3 as
Oh.
Franz has made a mistake and he's gone over the chicane. But no, he didn't.
No, but he's still gonna overtake someone. Of course, it's France, for God's sake, Harry.
But no, he didn't. He's up into 4th place. On my screen, it did look like he just went over the chicane. I think Franz has just been annoyed watching the stream back like he does every.
Are we gonna get some
Every
desync
night.
again, and he's back down into 16th?
Franz is actually dive-ad.
That penalty is not looking like it's gonna matter too much at this stage for.
It all depends on
Afrodox.
Wheeze, but I think that will mean Afrodox stays out. But Wheeze needs to box.
I mean,
And the sooner he does it, the more he'll gain. But I think this lap, Wheeze needs to box strategically.
Yeah, stick the mediums on. White Walker gets a penalty. Oh, the left-hand side of my screen is slowly filling up with the black and white box.
Yep, we knew this was going to happen.
3 survivors remain.
Bye, TJ. You were at like lap 1, weren't you?
Wheeze
Fish
pushes
short,
it back.
Apparently. Gone to
How
Dan.
am I? I'm like 5'10" at 15. That's not that bad.
Okay, through the hairpin. Whitwolf.
I'm throwing
on a
hands with
bit of a
that.
recovery. Big T is into the pits. He gets rid of his hards. He's been on them for a while. And now Big T's dream can continue. Wheeze needs to come in. And that's an issue.
He's just kind of pushing it back here. Trey needs to come in too. Franz needs
That
to
is
come in.
true, Dan. Compared to 5'10". Compared to me, 5'10" is literally on the ground. So,
Hey. Harry, how old are you?
don't talk about that.
Harry, how old are you?
19.
The distinct... Right. Now, I know
The
you
difference.
like children my age,
I
so
know.
you'd be aware of the fact that 5'10" is well above average for a child my age. Thank you very much, good night.
Nope.
Do you reckon he's waiting for a safety car here?
I didn't see the benefit, because yes, he'll drop into traffic, but he'll cut through that. And that is just meaning Franz is more and more likely to get on the podium.
Do you reckon he's just
So-
shifted his focus here? He's just
Oh,
seen
Franz is
Afrodox.
off.
No, he
No,
isn't.
he's not.
Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is.
What?
You. Okay, he isn't. No, he's actually glitched forward this time. That's progress.
Just the Franz cam is just not looking good right now. Let's be honest.
Britpar has now discovered new hacks teleportation. Right. We're gonna get to lap 35 and find out he's been racing Iron Man the entire race. But
he's actually Divan's car.
He looks alright this time. He looks like he's got away with it. Wait, Wolf, he has to come in at some point. No, not this lap.
It's a weird stage of the race.
The only thought I've got towards it is that he might have just said, Aphrodite is gone, that's happened, that's been done. Trey and Franz also need to pit again, so he just needs to make sure that when he inevitably has to battle with them towards the end, he's got the tyres to do so. So just push it back maybe to like 25, maybe even think about the softs.
Definitely not the question. We saw Trey use them well. Aphrodite will finish with the hards, apparently. So.
We might be optimistic here, but a puncture is on the cards. I'd definitely say for Aphrodite. Trying to take those 25 laps is a bit of a stretch.
He's been on them for 22. The sooner he boxes, though, the better. Yellows, and that might be what he wants to see.
Oh no. Is it? Oh, Whitwolf. No, man. No, Mikey. No.
He gets out of the way well, and for a second I thought that was going to be perfect time.
And he finally hits! As Franz overtakes Trey, come off of it, I will say probably one of the final times tonight.
Franz has now found himself up into second place. Now where will Weeze come out?
I think the amount of cars that are going to... The amount of cars that could fly past him here is probably not going to be favourable. He's going to want to be ahead of those Ferraris, and he is. 5th? Wow. I did not think the fuel spread was quite that big, but...
And now he's got look at the gap. He's got to gain loads.
Fresh tyres mean a lot, though. At a track like this, when it's all about driver confidence, the fresh tyres can be that extra boost you need.
Yeah, they are 14 laps quicker and a compound down on Aphrodite.
Didn't know we would gauge it. 14 laps quicker. He's going to finish the race this lap.
14 laps younger, that's what I meant to say. This race has kind of taken it all out of my brain, so...
Yeah, no, this has been...
He's already getting a second, to be fair, has Weeze, so... Still didn't count him out, but he's got to get
If the gap between Franz and Aphrodite drops, I'm going to begin crying. It's dropping.
Franz is in the pits.
Right, so I was correct that... So he's more than likely responding to Weeze coming into the pits, and we should...
Franz on the soft.
They're going to be a bit dead towards the end, but they will give him a very, very nice boost for now.
And then he gets a penalty for the pit lane.
So how far behind Weeze is he going to come out? 10 seconds? 10? No, 5 seconds.
Damn.
Delta's...
Welcome to the race, friend.
Oh! Desync is...
That's scary. Olympics found himself in the podium places right now. So go
Big
on,
T back up into 6th. Let's go. And he's pit now. Big T podium hype is back on the cards.
He's ahead of Elo Wired, but I don't know how long for, as Elo Wired is going to want to try and make a move here. Around the outside, or maybe even before the straight. This is going to be close. What a move from Elo Wired up to 6th place.
And I'm cancelling the party for Big T's podium. Tragedy.
I don't know what Aphrodite should do here. Because Trey's in.
Trey's in, right. He's got a nice lead.
Will stay out, because that's the only thing he can realistically do is try and get any chance of a podium.
So, Aphrodite has got a nice lead here.
Weeze is back up to the podium places.
He's well in control of the race, you'd have to say. I do not think Wheeze can get 19 seconds in this race.
Afrodox has got to stay out now.
He's waited too. If he were to pit, he's waited too long.
Olympic's also going to do the same, I'd imagine.
I do not think Olympic is going to have quite the same look as Afrodox when it comes to the gap. It's not exactly favourable. Wheeze is flying though.
But yeah, very much. He's closed the gap significantly to Olympic. It was around 10 seconds. Now it's now 2. Now it's just in 2 laps.
I mean, let's not rule him out here. Is Wheeze's teammate
and he's going to get DRS as well because of the Whitwolf
off
White
of his
Walker
teammate?
Whitwolf
is Joe. Big up the scrap. Whitwolf's here for the vibes.
Whitwolf unlapped himself.
No, he hasn't, Harry. Because you need to overtake Afrodox for that.
From the Alpine. And that's just going to help.
Trey gets overtaken by Elo. Why? Hello, Elo. Where do you come from? I hadn't quite acknowledged how involved he is in this fight now. That 18 seconds is now some 17.5. He might be gaining it on Olympic, but he's not gaining it on Afrodox.
Penalties. He's got to get that. If he gets that down to 3.
17 seconds now is the gap. 8 laps to go.
But now he's going to have clear air, and he's got his teammate ahead of him to give him some DRS, and then get out of the way. 13 seconds in a few in.
If he can gain 2 seconds a lap, he'd get it on penalties. Is the memo?
Yeah, it'd be a hell of a drive from Wheeze, and I'm all for it. AlphaTauri supremacy, obviously. Now the big fight: Olympic versus Franz for the podium. Even Trey, actually.
All Franz can do is hope and pray. I mean, no, all Olympic can do is hope and pray as he gets a penalty through the final chicane. He might be able to hold the gap for a little bit, but when Franz is close, those fresh softs are just going to help him blitz on by.
Yep. No, I'd love to know how long the tyres go.
I am beginning to think Wheeze can do this. It was
2.5 a lap.
It was about 20 seconds when he exited the pits.
Yep. It's now 5, and there's been 3 laps, so
should get DRS off his teammate through here, I think.
That will help.
Might be slightly out.
Whitwolf is in no battle. He's at 18 seconds behind White Walker. So direct battle between Wheeze and Trey, realistically, for good points.
Whitwolf's not doing his teammate any favours here with DRS.
He is. It's perfect. I think if I'm Wheeze, I couldn't be less impressed.
And Olympic pits. Well, you'd think he's just thrown away any chance he had a good finish this race.
Pfizer Gaming is the resident Afrodox fan, so probably got a bit of an itchy bum right now. 10 seconds to gain in 6 laps. I'm starting to think Wheeze can do it, you know?
I mean, the last few laps from Afrodox since lap 25 we're going to go have been a 14.4, 14.2, 14.4, 14.2. But if you compare that to Wheeze at the minute, who has set mid-12s. So that would back up not quite the 2 seconds a lap he needs, but somewhere in the realms of about 1.5.
All it takes is one mistake from Afrodox, and we have seen it this season. We saw it at Baku, where he threw it away. Or even track limits. That could come into play. An extra track limits for Afrodox could just change everything.
I mean, that lap in itself was a 13 flat from Wheeze. Afrodox with a 14.4, so another 1.5
1.4.
seconds. It was a 14.495, so we'll round up.
Boomroker's gone. See you, lad. He's probably gone to smoke, to be honest. I think I just saw Wheeze exceed track limits there.
That would only be
100%
his
sure.
second in the race.
Mad. I'm interested to see how close Afrodox is, because I'm going to be honest, this race has got nothing in it apart from the fight at the front, which isn't really a fight. Hashtag
Charge,
Boomroker
really.
means tree smoker. And he's got 420 on the end of his name, so...
Implied, not spoken.
Yes.
0.6 of a second came out of Afrodox's lead through that final chicane alone.
Now, Afrodox's tyres will be screaming for help.
They're just dropping off more and more. From lap so it's lap 28, 14.2, 29, 14.5, 30, 14.7, and his sector time is not exactly convincing in the first that there's anything left in him.
Welcome to the
Neither in
stream,
the
human.
second, really.
It is a bit of a penalty fest, and that's kind of what we're waiting on. But apart from this, probably been in the first part of the race, we didn't really know what to look at. But now we've got to look at the fight at the front, and now it's under 10 seconds the gap. So that's crucial. That's important.
This is arguably the most boring moment you've ever had in League of South Africa, and this involves a newcomer charging down the leader late on in the race.
Whoa, wobble there for Wheeze.
He wants this. Well, another 1.5 seconds, just like that. I think Wheeze is going to... has he got the time? What, 4 laps to go from where he is now? That would give him 6... It's going to be close. I mean...
It's going to be close. Humid, you'd be shocked, you know, because... he came in on lap 25, the gap was 21, it's now 9. And... if you're doing the maths, he could do it. Yellows.
Yellows. Thankfully none of our leaders. Oh, I see a car backwards. Whitwolf is not at a foot race.
Nah, he was looking so good in qualifying.
Yeah.
P5.
Was running in third for quite a while. Was running in second for a little bit as well.
Now, unfortunately for Wheeze, he hasn't gained much this lap.
Still gained a solid second, but it was a 14.5 last time round, 13.2, 1.3 seconds that lap then. So we're just dropping off a little bit on those. Say, one thing I would like you to do, Harry, is on the next time round, just follow Afrodox through that final chicane and then compare that to how, like, the difference in sending on the compounds of tyres in that last chicane is where it's most obvious the grip advantage.
You can see Afrodox's tyres kind of falling away, actually. Sort of see it. Especially on the rears.
He just doesn't look confident. He doesn't look confident. Great English from me here.
He's just keeping consistent and keeping it on the road, really.
So, that's all he can do at this stage, yeah. Just take a look at Afrodox through
it's
this.
game over, because Wheeze will do it.
If you take a look at Afrodox through this final chicane and then compare that to Wheeze in 7 seconds later, you can see the difference in commitment from the two of them. He has to be, but then you go to Wheeze and he's just so close.
There.
Like, he does not care. And that is where so much of the time in the lap is being gained. 13.2 that time round for Wheeze, who was just keeping it insanely consistent. That time round was 1.6 seconds gained.
Yeah.
It's like, the final section from Afrodox is averaging slightly above
How
the 30
close is
resort.
Aphrodite to a 6?
It's. I will have a look for you now, Harry. So Aphrodite has 1 warning, 2 warnings, 3 warnings. He is 1 warning away from a penalty.
So he's got. So if he gets
That-
all, if he exceeds, he's out.
That explains how cautious he's ascended it. And you were correct a few laps ago where you picked up on 1 from Wheeze. So Wheeze is 1 off himself.
Yeah, track limit. I'm a Hawkeye, man. Like,
Big up
either in or
Whitmore.
he's out.
Is he 47 seconds off the nearest car? Maybe. Does he have the fastest lap? Yes, he does.
Take the small wins, you know.
Yeah.
Final lap. It looks like is going to go the way of Aphrodite today. It all depends on that track limit.
All we're looking out for here, you can see him just the second he thinks he might cross over, he backs off so aggressively.
He knows what's up for stake. So, a little wobble. Any mistake for Aphrodite, and Wheeze is right back in this, you know. Night Scout with the penalty. If we see Aphrodite, then Wheeze is going to be wheezing in delight.
Unless he does it in the final chicane, I think he's home free.
Yeah, it looks so okay now for Aphrodite.
It was definitely got scary for him in the late stages of this race, but I will let you take the checker flag with him.
The Williams is commanded this race after almost it was a poor strategy call from AlphaTauri. Now through the chicane, he's gonna do it. Aphrodite is gonna come to the line, and he's gonna win here in Canada. Wheeze gave it his all. 2 more.
How close was it?
1 more lap. One more lap. He would have had him. 1 more lap, and Wheeze would have had the win. Franz, good recovery. He takes 3rd.
It just looks like we were right. It just looks like we were right in the end, questioning how early Wheeze was pitting.
Now here's the battle for 4th. Elo Wide has a 3 compared to Trey. Now what about this gap to the line? He's going to be so close, 11 thousandths. Olympic takes 6th. Big T will take 7th.
Carnboy, Night Scout has just overtaken Carnboy. Carnboy's going to... Oh, Carnboy nearly went for it for a switchback through the final chicane, but just got a snap on the exit.
Night Scout finished behind him either way. Lenny in 10th. Melts will take 11th. Whoa, maybe. If he just keeps it on the track. Not Nats will take 11th away from Melts. Venom Terror.
After being backwards twice, finishing 13th is 14th is a pretty good result. 15th is not 14th. You got a feel for Wheeze. He got quite unlucky with that timing of the safety car, which just helped Aphrodite, but he was soaring for the end of this race.
So our winner is Aphrodite, and that's not the first time we said that this season. He extends his lead in the championship. But welcome to LSA for GSR Wheeze. He gets out.
He's going to have to be my driver of the day.
Season. He's got to be. Big T's good recovery. Like any other day, he'd get driver of the day, but we got a newcomer in Wheeze. Gets AlphaTauri's first podium. We could have had anyone win this race, to be totally honest. But it will be Aphrodite. We thought it could have been Wheeze. The problem Wheeze had, he boxed way too late, and that will cost him 1 lap earlier. Would have done it. Franz will take a podium. He would have wanted more from pole, but what can you do, Franz? What can you do? Elo Wide will take 4th, Trey 5th. Olympic, good race for him in 6th. It's probably one of his best. Big T in 7th after having a quali band starting 19th. Great result for Big T. Carnboy in 8th. Then a Night Scout. Then Lenny, Not Nats, Melts, Ironland, Venom Terror in 14th. And White Walker rounds out the points. Not in the points, Whitwolf. It was such a good qualifying. And it just all fell away for him. He got the fastest lap though, so there's that. Ori having issues all race long. Boom Roker in 18th wanted to go for a smoke earlier. Divan crashed on purpose from mine and Fizz's point of view. Then TJ, I don't know what happened because everything was happening around it. So That was a good race, Fizz. It was probably
It
was good.
Let's say, absolute bedlam. I mean, I was out today, and when I told somebody I was doing this, I was looked at with pure disgust. But they did not just watch GSR Wheeze get a podium on his debut
in an AlphaTauri, which has not been in the top 5. So, anyway, next week we are racing around Austria, which is just overtake heaven, isn't it? So that's best for F1 League of South Africa, and we'll catch you on the 17th of August for the Austrian Grand Prix.